Hello and welcome back to the house in Fata Morgana. With how much time has passed since the last episode, you would think I'm kind of apprehensive to continue. But what reason would I have, except that Michelle clearly said we're heading towards the whole tragedy part of the story, even though so many sad things have already happened. Well, that's not the reason this episode is late, but it's, still kind of true. I mean, we knew this wouldn't really be a happy ending, but still, like, one shitty thing after another. I don't know. And I have a bit of an idea of some of the things that will happen, but not exactly how. And I don't know how whatever Michelle, to me, still seems to be hiding, will come into play here, or the witch. Whatever form she really has. Yeah, we'll see if we'll find out today. A bright future. Yeah, that's what we were all hoping for, but let's see. A month had passed since the night with the rose. Right on schedule, the monthly delivery arrived, but in it was a letter that would dramatically change our lives. My father, Antonin, had fallen ill and died. Oh, okay. I presumed it was the witch's doing, but she was silent, refusing to respond to my questions. If it wasn't her, then he must have died naturally. It seemed more than a little tasteless to celebrate someone's death, but good taste and reality do not always agree. I was extremely relieved to hear the news. The man had raped Giselle. He had tried to have me killed. And now he was gone from this world. I had been waiting for this moment for years. His passing had another effect as well. My death could be revoked. Many years ago, my brother had told me that when he succeeded our father, he would welcome me back to the Boulanger estate, and I could be part of the family once more. Right, he had a brother. For a moment I forgot that and thought that, like, Michel himself would have to come back and be, be the head of the estate. But that's still a different case then, okay. Which meant this letter signaled the end of my banishment. Not sure how to feel about it? Yeah, rejoicing doesn't seem really appropriate. But this means you can return home now, right? In theory. My brother is set to take control of the estate, so he should be accommodating. I'm going to write a letter, have them send us a carriage. It is much too long a distance to walk. All right. I'm excited. What should we do first when we get back to the capital? Oh, I know. How about you stop by my place? My mom and sister won't believe their eyes. I hope they're okay. My time in this mansion was almost at its end. The future I had only vaguely envisioned was now within my reach. I had always spoken of this moment predicated with eventually, like it was some kind of unobtainable fantasy. But now that it was practically a reality, I realized I hadn't actually given it much thought. Yeah, neither have I, to be honest. I didn't expect this to be an option. Hey, are you still awake? I am. Not a great night for sleeping, huh? Are you thinking about your family? It all seems so surreal. Yeah, it does. This house is like a desert island, cut off from the world, which makes everything feel kind of like a fairy tale sometimes. Even what we have. From time to time, I get the feeling that nothing is real. That the outside world is just a figment of my imagination. That my entire life only ever existed within these walls. Are you nervous? Maybe I am. I always thought that when this day arrived, it would be more cathartic. I'm sorry. I'm finally able to take you back to the capital, and I can't seem to get past my own negativity. It's only natural to be nervous. I am too. I haven't spent nearly as long as you living in this mansion. But I know how you feel, because I feel the same. Not knowing what the future holds, it's scary. You know, I was thinking I would be okay with staying. I mean, I would love to return to the capital, and I miss my family dearly. But even if I never get to see them again, in no way would I consider myself unhappy. I honestly think I've got a pretty wonderful life. If you're not comfortable going back to that house, and you're just saying you'll endure it for me, Giselle, there are other paths we can take. You could live with your family. Or you could remain here in the mansion. Not at all, no. I want to. No matter where I go, you'll be there with me, Michelle. It's true. I am nervous not knowing what the future holds. But not in a scared something bad might happen kind of way. It's more of a jittery, excited anxiousness. I'm confident the two of us can overcome anything, no matter what obstacles may come our way. Together, we can create an even more wonderful future. Don't worry, Michelle. The future's nothing to be afraid of. You make it sound like I'm paralyzed with fear. But you are, aren't you? Hey now, don't give me that look. Once again, she's the one pushing me forward. I will make sure you have a good, happy life. Thank you. What? Nothing, nothing. I'm feeling kind of sentimental, thinking about how we've only got a little time left here. It wasn't perfect, but it was an important part of my life. Indeed. Say... Yes? Well... I think I could handle it right now, probably. It? Oh, use your head, you little... I don't follow. Really? Ugh, how can you be so dense? I mean, you know, touching and so forth. You know, take the next step. I'm saying I'm feeling up for that right now. It's not proper for a woman to bring up that subject, is it? But I did kind of ask you to wait. And I feel bad leading you on for so long. That should not be the reason, she said, but okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're shaking. I'm just really emotional, that's all. You don't need to force yourself if you're not ready. I can wait as long as you need. Besides... Never mind. It's fine. There's no need to rush things. You don't need to worry. Yeah. Yeah, everything he does just confirms my suspicions. Huh. I wrote 2 letters. One to my brother and one to my mother. Yeah, she won't be happy if you bring Giselle home, right? And we haven't met his brother yet. One so Giselle could return, and one so I could be myself. To demonstrate who I was. I had to prove that I was not cursed. For failing to do that would not only bring her grief, it might become the final crack in the identity I had built up for myself. I had to convince her that I was neither demon nor angel, but a human man who had fallen in love with a human woman. However, I was too foolish to realize that the future I envisioned was nothing but a fantasy. Had I been able to grasp that, then maybe I could have taken her somewhere far away, when no one knew who we were, where things might have turned out differently. Curious. I really didn't expect them to leave the mansion, but alas, they haven't yet. It's been really foggy out lately. I'd rather if we left when it was clear. It would be terrible if the coachman rolled the carriage because he couldn't see where we were going. If there wasn't so much fog, I would probably have been able to see little columns of orange evening sunlight fighting their way through the trees. But the milky white mist seemed to swallow up all the light, leaving nothing for the surrounding area. It was rather dreary weather. Almost as if they don't want you to leave, eh? I wonder when they'll be here. Although, if they never do show up, that's okay too. I was finally able to return to the capital with Michel. To see my family again. And that was wonderful. It was like a dream come true. But it wouldn't disappoint me if that didn't end up happening. I didn't care where I ended up, as long as Michel was there with me. That's all that matters. I should probably close the windows. The coach isn't likely to show up at night, I don't think. I reached my hands out to shut a window, which is when I saw something wavering beyond the heavy mist. Light? And it wasn't just the one. Looking closer revealed several more flickering spots. They moved up and down, slowly but rhythmically. As more and more came into view, my mind began seeing them as people carrying torches. Oh, cliché. They're coming this way? Could they be our escorts back to the capital? Though... What? As soon as the thought, there sure are a lot, popped into my head, something whizzed past my cheek. What? Huh? What was... Huh? Why? What? It was an arrow. Giselle! What? The arrow had flown through the window and pierced the opposite wall. Had Michel not knocked me out of the way? Giselle! Giselle, are you okay? I'm fine. But what? Why did... What's going on? Never mind that. Right now, we need to run. Huh? Wait, Michel! Now. There's no time to talk. Stay out of sight of the windows. Got it. He grabbed my hand and broke into a run. A relentless storm of arrows showered through the windows we had worked so hard to get open a year ago. This wasn't what we had gone through all that effort for. Once I open the front door, run. We have to get as far from this house as quickly as we can. What was happening? Why did we have to run? Why were those people firing arrows at us? With a wave of questions came a wave of fear. I couldn't say anything. The sheer terror had frozen my jaw in place. Get ready. I nodded, squeezing his hand tight. I knew it would just be another obstacle to a safe escape, but I didn't want to let go of his hand. I was afraid that if I did, I would never be able to hold it again. Are you all right? I'm fine. But how? There are people out front too. Damn it. Why? Several arrows were sticking out of the floor before us. Beyond the door, which Michelle had managed to shut almost immediately, rang a cacophony of whoosh, thump, whoosh, thump. We can't escape? Why? What's going on? Damn it. With a deep scowl, Michelle barred the door, and all the while the arrows kept flying. The panic in the air kept growing thicker. I don't understand. How did they... Only a handful of people even know about this place. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is all my fault. It's because I told the villagers about this place. They think a demon lives here, not a human. So they're here to tear down the house. They made weapons, bows, just for this. I don't... Yeah, I see two possibilities as well. There was a deep rumble, and the ground below us shook. I almost fell to the floor. They're trying to break down the door, it seems. Michelle... I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. Because of what I did. No. What? It's not your fault. It's mine. Michelle? I challenged her, and because I did, she made my curse real. What are you talking about, Michelle? This way. Run! Michelle dragged me through the mansion's corridors until we reached the chamber with the stained glass window. At the far end of the room sat a small door. Where does it lead? I had been aware of the door's presence, but I had never gone inside it. Something about it seemed somewhat different from the rest of the house. I wasn't sure how to describe it exactly, but it felt like shadows had taken root here. The observation tower. A tower? But if we go up there, we're putting ourselves in a corner. It doesn't matter where we go, they have us trapped. But there's a chance that up here... He didn't finish that thought, however. He opened the door, leading me into the tower. His face deathly pale. had wondered if what we saw in the fourth door, the end, was somehow... if there was a parallel of what really happened. We started running again, around and around the spiral staircase, making our way toward the top. In regular intervals along the wall were rectangular windows. A layer of fog still lay thick across the land. Peering out into it made me feel like we had been thrown into a dream world. If it weren't for the orange spots of torchlight surrounding the mansion. The silhouettes holding the torches. Is that armor? Appeared to be knights. Michelle, tell me. Why do you think this is your fault? What is your curse? Your curse. It isn't just the color of your hair and eyes, is it? There's more to it, isn't there? There's something else, isn't there? Michel's gaze was firmly directed forward as he frantically led me up the stairs. We were breathing hard, and the sound of it echoed against the tower's stone walls. Our panicked hearts were beating so hard. I was afraid they might be able to hear it outside. Eventually, we made it to the top. A pile of discarded rope lay unceremoniously at the foot of a door, presumably once used to seal it shut. The door itself was deeply weathered and rotting in places. It had obviously been left sitting in disrepair even longer than Michel had lived here. What is this? Inside. Frigid air nipped at my skin, and it wasn't a pleasant, refreshing kind of cool, but a bitter, oppressive cold. This room felt unlike any other in the mansion. This is an observation tower. You can't even... There once would have been windows allowing you to see it in all directions around the mansion, but all that remains now is that tiny opening near the ceiling. If we hide out here, then there's a chance they might not find us. It sounds like they broke down the door. Don't worry, they won't find us. And when they give up their search, then we can get out of here. I'm sure it will all turn out all right. Michel's voice was quivering, as was his hand on mine. Michel. We huddled together, feeling each other's warmth in our arms. My free hand clenched his shirt for dear life. I'm sorry. What? I'm to blame for this. It's my fault you're in this mess. The pain you had to experience, you're being sent to this place, and what's happening now can all be traced back to my being born. I'm so sorry. Why was he apologizing? Why did he insist this was his fault? Why wouldn't he tell me what his curse was? Why were people trying to kill us? Right. Why those people were trying to kill us? Putting it into words like that made the fear that much more real. The arrows they fired weren't threats. They meant to kill us. Michelle. But with Michelle trembling in my arms, I couldn't bring myself to ask those questions. What meaning would those answers even have, with death lurking so close behind us? All I could do was pray. Pray that he was right, that they wouldn't find us, and we would be able to escape. However...
Over here, there's a door, and stairs leading up.
My hopes were shattered by the sound of voices from below. I could hear faint clanking of armor. Our grips on each other tightened, and our trembling intensified. Fear swelled within the tower, making us its slaves.
Giselle.
We were both terrified. And who wouldn't be? Fairy tale heroes could be magically courageous in the face of overwhelming danger, but they weren't real. The fear of my impending death, drawing nearer and nearer with each passing moment, almost drove me to madness. I couldn't think clearly. My heart was having trouble keeping up. My head was a big white mess. We were supposed to return to the capital, start a new life, finally obtain our happiness. It was right there at our fingertips. Enough happiness to make up for Michelle's 10 years of isolation, and enough to erase that nightmare from my memory forever. What had we done to have that taken away from us? We just loved each other and wanted a quiet life together. Nothing outrageous. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. But what scared me the most was being separated from Michelle. Hey, Michelle. What are those people really doing here? If what they're after is money or valuables, we can offer them everything in the mansion. We don't need any of it. If they don't want us to return to the capital, we can tell them we'll stay here. They might be willing to talk it over. I don't care if I lose everything else. As long as I have you, I can survive anywhere. All that mattered was that we had our lives. So long as the two of us still breathed. But...
Death. Death to the unholy one. Death to the heretic. Death to the witch.
Despair hung over us like the fog outside. There were no heretics, no witches, no unholy ones here. But they would probably never listen to us. The moment we stepped outside of this room, we would be dead, no matter what we said. Michel, I'm alright. I'm alright. It's okay, Michel. I'm not scared. You're here with me, after all. I'm fine. It's all fine. So please, hold me until it's all over. Please, stay with me. Finally, you speak. Michel? He wasn't looking at me, though. His unfocused eyes were directed upward, not toward anything, not toward any particular point, but wandering aimlessly. His purplish lips appeared to move, as though he was speaking, but no sound came out. Hey, Michel, are you alright? Come back to me, Michel. I grabbed him by the shoulders and shook, but he didn't even seem to notice. No matter how many times I called to him, he didn't look down from the emptiness above. Michel!
Giselle.
Finally, after far too long, his gaze slid down to meet mine. He looked defeated, exhausted, and cornered all at once. I was scared too, but his fear seemed to have consumed him entirely.
Please, hear me out, Giselle. I never thought anything good would become of my life. I never thought I would find anyone who truly understood me, who would be happy to have my love. And for that, I hated the world. I was in constant torment, living in the shadows. But then, a single ray of light shone down on me.
Michel.
You, Giselle. You delivered me from the darkness. I'm scared, Giselle. I'm terrified. I used to think my life was meaningless, that it didn't matter if I lived or died. But now, I can't stop shaking.
That's perfectly normal. I'm scared to death too, but
what scares me most is losing you.
Michel. I should have noticed. Noticed his arms were tensing up. Noticed and stopped him.
So please, allow me to repay you. I said I would do anything for you, so let me do this. I haven't given you anything. I haven't done anything for you. So give me one final chance.
Me. Michel! What are you doing? Get back in here, Michel! What? Why? The door! I can't open it. I shoved on the door, trying to go after him. But it wouldn't budge even the slightest bit. It was as though there had never been a door there at all, merely a wall disguised as one.
It wasn't someone holding it shut from the other side either. I pushed and I pulled with all my might, but I couldn't even manage to eke out the tiniest crack. Michelle! Michelle! What did you do to the door? Come on, get back in here. I don't want to lose you either. Say something, Michelle. You're out there, aren't you? Please. Please don't do anything rash. They're going to kill you if you're out there. Giselle, the witch told me. What? That she would ensure your safety. Michelle, she isn't real. There is no witch talking to you. It's all in your head. A figment of your imagination created to alleviate your loneliness. Rest assured, she does not lie. Michelle! Please listen. You are a wonderful woman, Giselle. Spirited, true to yourself, deeply sympathetic. You are not to blame for how difficult your life has been. Most of the fault lies with me, and a bit of bad fortune. But that's all behind you now. Once this is over, you can start anew. What are you talking about? So, survive. Live a good, fulfilling life. Move past this. Live your life. And always love your family. I know you can do it. That is my wish for you. No, I don't want that. I want to be with you. No one else but you. I don't want to let you die. There it is. Death to the heretic. Death to the heretic. Death to the heretic. Get back in here, Michelle. Open the door. If my choice is to live on without you, I'd rather... Your scars will heal. You'll find a nice man and have a wonderful family. Why? Thank you, Giselle, for bringing light to my world. Don't say that. But if there is a next life, I hope you don't mind if I pray that we're able to meet again. That we can find each other once more in another world. Michelle! Michelle. It is our holy duty as knights of the Church to deliver punishment unto the heathen who made a pact with the devil. Come on, Michelle, open the door. You are sentenced to death, your body to be hanged upon the cross for 3 days and 3 nights, wherein your unholy flesh shall be purified by the fires of heaven. Why? What are you doing here? Open the door! Michelle, please. Listen to me. You can hear me out there, can't you? You shall now be executed. Do you have any final words? Who is it you're sentencing to death? Michelle Bollinger or a demon child, naturally? Or a witch, perhaps?
Please, open the door. Why won't you open it? He isn't unholy or impure. He's a perfectly normal human and a very sweet man. Yes, I'm the witch. The witch is in here. I'm the one you want to execute. Kill me. Execute me!
Now I see, Giselle. This world. Kill him. So many blades pierced my flesh. A sword in my chest, lances in my arms and shoulders, arrows in both of my legs. I could hardly even tell what hurt anymore. There was an unpleasant sound in the tower. Almost like a heavy rain. It was the sound of my blood spilling onto the stone. Red. It was red, just like anyone else's blood. It didn't flow into unnatural patterns. It didn't turn into black demonic shadows. It didn't cause anyone who touched it harm. It was just ordinary red blood. Regardless, this body was probably still cursed. It had to be. I couldn't hear Giselle's voice anymore. I hoped she was safe and alive. I prayed that at least she would be protected. That the witch would keep her promise. It was getting dark. Light was quickly departing from my world. Darkness everlasting dragged me down into its pits. I believed in you.
Michelle? Michelle? Hey, say something. Talk to me. Hey, what's going on? What's going on here? No, this can't be happening.
An impossibly heavy thud came from beyond the door. And with it, Michelle fell silent. Then, intermittent squelching sounds as something slid down the door.
No, no. No, this can't be. Why? Why?
I pounded on the door with all my strength, but still it refused to give. The skin on my hands eventually going raw and beginning to seep blood.
Why? Why should Michelle have to be killed? Tell me, why? Take me with you. Please, don't leave me behind. That man isn't a witch. He isn't cursed. I'm cursed, not him. So don't hang him. Don't humiliate him like that. Kill me instead. Please.
Again and again and again, I pounded on the door. But the self-described knights on the other side
seemed to not even be aware of my presence. They seemed unable to hear my cries. Their armor clanking with each step, they began to descend the staircase. And with it, I could hear the sound of something being dragged slowly across the floor. No, don't take him away. Stop! Don't take Michel away from me! I'm begging you! But my pleas were in vain. My hope was for naught. The knights took him away. Took him somewhere out of my reach. For all eternity. Don't take him away from me! So Michel really did sacrifice himself for her. Huh. Again, I would have expected some parallel between the ending of the fourth door and what really happened. But not what was basically the same. I mean, obviously we're going to get a bit more. But I mean, it was implied before that Michel really fucked up, basically, that he is to blame for what happened. And I mean, he messed up before, sure, but... Huh. I didn't really expect that. Interesting. Oh well. Michel. After much, much too long, the door swung open all on its own. It happened so not that word again, come on. Unceremoniously. It was hard to believe I had actually been trapped inside. I had no idea how much time had passed, but the chill in the air suggested it was deep into the night. And with a biting cold, there was the stench of blood. Why? Why? Michel. I never wanted this. You didn't understand at all, Michel. You didn't know the depth of my feelings for you. You didn't know how intensely I wanted you. How fervently I loved you. I was never going to be able to find someone else and live happily with them. It had to be you. The thought of anyone else touching me terrified me. You just didn't understand. I don't want to live in this stupid world. The time I spent with you truly was the happiest time of my life. I remember everything now. You died on that day. You were killed. You disappeared from this world and left me behind. That's right. I remember. I remember the pain, the agony of death, and the fear. I did, indeed, die that day. You refused to listen to me. Do you have any idea how it felt? To feel you dying from the other side of that door. Giselle, I wanted you to take me with you. Is this what you so wanted to see? My memories, the traces of my life on this earth. And there, in order to find your truth, we need more of the story. Very well then. If you want more story, I will tell you more. What comes next is both a continuation and a brand new tale. The Maid's Tale. When you've heard it all, I expect you to commend me for not forgetting how to smile. What an introduction. We haven't completely cut through the darkness yet. An Arctic wind blows past me. At the same time, I'm gripped with an overwhelming urge to break down into tears. Perhaps this is the solitude she felt for so long. I have to face this. I have a responsibility to her to do so. And I have to atone for being such a misguided fool all those many years ago, convinced that I was doing what was best. The Moonlight Spell is the achievement. The Sixth Door. 1099 to... What? Well, as you said, a continuation as well as a new tale. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, let's push a bit on, because I'm really curious about how she continued on. Because I would have thought, I mean, we'll see, but I would have thought that the witch is coming back into play now, but we'll see. This is my tale, and the Maid's Tale. A tale of a foolish, naive girl. Looking back on it now, I'm ashamed of everything. But I will tell you my story in its entirety, without embellishments. I ask that you please not let go of my hand. The only things the nights left behind were a garment and a large pool of your blood. Blood had seeped into the fabric, and it was beginning to dry. When I clenched it in my hand, it made soft crackling sounds. The oppressive stench of death lingered in the tower. Michelle, there's no point in a life without you. You know that, right? Have a wonderful family. You know I can't do that. Hey, Michelle. Answer me. Come back to me. I don't care if it's as a ghost. I just need you here with me. Come back to me. Talk to me about nothing and about everything. Be irritated with me when I do something stupid. Scoff at me whenever I tell a bad joke. Chance me at chess again. Put your arms around me one more time. Come on. I'm begging you. If you won't come back to me, then I'll go to you. I don't care if that's not what you wanted for me. This world without you is meaningless.
Dying won't guarantee you get to see him again. He spends all this time refusing to talk to me, and when he finally does, he begs me to save his love. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Rather disappointing, to be honest.
Who are you? Where are you?
Quite daft, aren't you? Within these walls, I am everywhere. And you've heard of me before.
What? I have no...
Heavens, you are slow. Is that pretty head of yours only for decoration?
What? But no. There's no one else.
You might be thicker than these walls, my dear. Although, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. You never did believe anything Michelle said about me. You thought he was going mad. This is brilliant.
No, there's no way. It can't be. The cursed witch, Morgana?
Oh, you even know my name, do you? It would appear my legend has survived longer than I expected. I suppose I should thank all the humans who passed it down for me.
You actually exist?
I most certainly do, my dear. As I recall, you don't believe in the supernatural, do you? But it's hard to deny when that very witch is talking to you right this moment. Michel was not even slightly mad, my dear. I told him he was better off without his sanity, but he refused to listen. He wasn't deranged. His surroundings were. His environment, the people around him, his whole world. Can you imagine how dreadful that must have been? To be the only sane resident in a world gone utterly mad. It's a miracle he managed to keep his head. Remember what you said just before he died, my dear? You said it was all in his head.
said he couldn't tell the difference between illusion and reality. You said he had long since gone insane. Shouted it at the top of your lungs. No, that's not what I meant.
Ah, poor Michel.
If only you had believed him about the witch. I feel bad for you too, though. You have my pity. What did you ever do to deserve this? Oh, and just to be perfectly clear, I played no part in either your or Michelle's misfortune. The only force to blame for that is fate. You were a good, honest, joyful, lovable woman. And look at how the world treated you. May I ask you something? Was it you who sealed me in the tower?
Yes, it was. That was what Michel wanted. Once, I told him I would grant his wish. So I did as he asked. Though it looks like that ended up causing you even more pain. How tragic. So, you're planning to die? Are you hoping to reunite with him in heaven? That plan's destined to fail from the outset, my dear. God teaches that suicide is a sin, and you'll go to hell for it.
Then
I will not kill you.
Why not?
Because I swore to Michel that I would save your life. Poor Giselle. If you have any other wish, I'll be happy to grant it. I can't bear to see you so miserable.
A wish?
You have but a single desire right now. To see him once more. Isn't that right, Giselle?
Are you saying you can make that happen? You'll bring him back to life for me?
The forces of life and death are outside of my realm. That is God's territory, or the angels. However, I can guarantee you this. His reincarnation, no, his reconstruction.
His reconstruction?
Yes. You can meet him again, not in this life, but in some future life. Just imagine it. Finding your beloved again after overcoming so much tragedy. 10, 20, maybe 100 long years from now, you're finally reunited. Doesn't that sound marvelous? True, unparalleled love in its purest form. What do you think?
Just because you can bring her soul back, doesn't make it Michel. I want to be with him, that brusque, impenetrable, slightly immature, but gentle as a butterfly man. The man who sincerely, deeply loved me. If it's the same soul in a different body, can you still call him my Michel?
My apologies. You beat me to the punchline, and you did so with such ardor you threw me off balance. You're exactly right. The idea that if your love is strong enough, you can both be reborn and have exactly the same relationship is utter fairy tale nonsense. You must be the same people to have the same love. Which is why I am not promising his rebirth or reincarnation, but his reconstruction. Your wish can become reality, Giselle. As long as you wish for it with all your heart, it can come true. I'll wish for his reconstruction as well. You have a witch asking to make this happen, my dear, so you can be confident that it will bear fruit. And you wish for him to remain as himself. If he truly loves you, and he too wishes to reunite with you, your wish shall be granted.
Will you really wish with me?
I most certainly will, my poor, pitiful, dear Giselle. I shall offer up my most heartfelt prayers for you.
I'll wish for it. Until the moment of my death, I'll keep wishing for us to be reunited as the same people.
I can't guarantee your reconstruction, though.
What?
I only said I guaranteed his. Michel's is the only reconstruction I will wish for. I will not ask for yours.
Why not?
You're not looking at a benevolent wish-granting goddess or an angel with a magic bow and arrow. You're looking at a cursed witch.
Then how am I to be with him again?
I can offer you but one option that will allow you to reunite with your reconstructed Michel.
Tell me, what do I have to do?
You must live here with me.
Live with you? What do you mean?
It was Michel who resurrected me, but he could not serve as my guide. I have work to do, but I cannot do it alone. I need a guide to assist me. Because, as you can see, I have no body. If this house did not exist in this world, then perhaps I might be able to give myself form. My soul's form.
I don't understand anything you're saying.
You don't need to understand. All I need from you is for you to show your utmost hospitality to the people I'm expecting to show up at this mansion someday.
Entertain your guests.
That's right, my dear. Michelle isn't the only one whose reconstruction I'm wishing for. There are others. Several heinous sinners. So, I want you to serve as a maid and watch over them when they arrive. And until then, keep the house in good condition.
What are you scheming?
Is that something you truly need to know, my dear? All you need to do is wish. Pray for the day your beloved appears before you again. For the day he wraps his arms around you once more. One word, Giselle. That's all I require. Do you want to see him again? Do you want to hear his voice again? I can promise you, you'll have your happiness back. What reason is there to hesitate? There isn't one. Or are you simply going to give up? I wonder what would happen if you said no. If you disappear from this world, how will Michel react when he comes back? Will he be sad, angry, or will he forget about you and fall into the arms of another woman?
No, he can't.
Then make up your mind. Will you come with me, or will you throw it all away?
If I had given it a little thought, I would have realized she was manipulating me. That she was just telling me what I wanted to hear. But I believed her. I accepted her proposition. As unbelievable as it sounded, my desire for it to be real overpowered everything. It was impossible not to grasp at the straws she was dangling in front of me. That was all I could do at the time. The witch's voice also had an inexplicable power to it. It made me believe, as outrageous as it was, that she really could bring you back, reconstruct you. Maybe because I had seen her turn a door into an immovable wall. Or maybe because I had heard her disembodied voice. But I don't think those are enough to explain it. My guess is she had me under her spell. That was the moment I became the maid. But I assure you, I was, at that point, still the same Giselle you knew and loved. The sound of the rain never seems to stop. Am I hallucinating it, maybe? From the moment I lent my ear to the witch's sweet temptations, the mansion underwent an unimaginable transformation. No light shone through the windows, despite them still being unobstructed, not morning, day, or evening. In fact, the concepts of morning, day, and evening did not seem to exist. The darkness resembled that of when the windows had all been sealed off, but there was something more fundamentally unreal about it. Like it was hovering over a vast, all-consuming abyss within a constant haze of malice. I felt like I had been cast into some unknown realm, and that was why there was nothing beyond the windows. And the house was not the only thing that underwent changes. I, too, was no exception. In the blink of an eye, all my basic human urges vanished. I stopped feeling hungry, and I no longer needed sleep. Naturally, I was bewildered by what was happening to me, what I was turning into. I think I'll take a look around. Maybe there have been other changes. So I meandered through the mansion's halls. My original intent was to explore the entire house, but I found myself drawn toward one room in particular. That's right, your bedchamber. There was no light, not a trace of color remaining in your chambers. But the bed was the same shape, the walls the same texture, the curtains the same design as when you had been alive. Michelle, I'm praying. I'm always praying that someday we'll meet again. Oh, there's something hidden under the bed. What could it be? It's that painting. I never did get to ask why he got so angry about me seeing this. I'm sure it's something he didn't want to be reminded of. Perhaps having to do with his family. I was right not pressing him about it, that... What? What the... Did the painting just smack at me? Oh God. Oh jeez, Giselle. What are you doing, tripping over yourself? It was just that accursed witch messing with your head. No need to get spooked over a tasteless prank. When I stumbled, I guess I knocked a drawer open. There's something inside. Letters, it looks like. I shouldn't touch these. They're not mine. But... I want something of Michelle's to have. Something to remember him by. His letters would be in his handwriting. They would contain his words. Please forgive me, Michelle. I don't mean you any ill will, but I'm going to take these. I'm must say, there are an impressive number of... What on earth? It's like someone dumped an inkwell on every page. But why? Was this the witch's doing too? Yeah, it has to be. It must have been her. Well, is it that, or is it your subconscious trying to shield your memories already? It definitely wasn't you, Michelle. Was it? Interesting. I didn't even necessarily expect for us to see this part of Giselle's story, of the maid's story. The front door. I wonder what it's like outside. I can't get it open. What's going on? The bar isn't set, but it won't budge an inch. It's just like up in the tower. I know the windows. They should open. Then I can... What's going on here? What the heck is going on? It's like there's an invisible wall in front of the window. My hand won't go any farther. This is rich. What else can I do but laugh? What in the world? This is madness. Hurry up, Michelle. Return to me. And get me out of here. Please, get me out of here. I had no idea how to explain anything that had happened to the mansion. But it was clear enough that I was imprisoned within its walls. I was all alone in a nebulous sphere of bleak darkness, and beyond its walls lay void. The layout of the house remained unchanged, but I felt as though I had wandered into a twisting labyrinth. I could cry, but there was no one there to soothe me. All it did was provoke her disembodied cackling, which she followed with, "You chose this, my dear. So you need to hold yourself together and keep wishing." My only real pastime was cleaning. I dusted the same corners again and again, swept the same floors, polished the same dishes. One day, I decided I would read the books left in the library. Despite there being more than 100 volumes, I finished every one of them in what felt like no time at all. My life was a never-ending cycle. Day in and day out, day in and day out. The house had no visitors. No one, rather nothing at all, set foot upon the property. There were no signs of other life whatsoever there. No birds singing in the morning, no cats sunbathing in the garden, no mice scurrying about the kitchen, no creepy crawly insects. There was nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that broke the long stretches of silence was her voice. Tell me, was she kind to you? Was she friendly and courteous? Because she was quite harsh when she spoke to me. These were the kinds of things she was always saying to me. He didn't show up today, did he, my dear? Are you still praying, my dear? Do you think he'll actually come, my dear? I'm still wishing, just like I promised, my dear. You know why he hasn't come for you, my dear? Because perhaps he doesn't actually love you as much as you thought. My dear. My dear. My dear. Have you lost your mind yet? Shut up! I've had enough. I'm done with you. Enough. Please, enough already. Oh, what's got you so worked up? You love to talk, don't you? So why not have a nice little chat with me? This is not a chat. Maybe not in your mind, my dear. You seem to think chatting only constitutes conversations you enjoy. But I don't think the word's usage needs to be so restricted, personally. You're just getting off on watching me squirm. Oh, not at all. You'll have all my best wishes if he ever does show up for you. Ooh, so scary. If you're making that face when he shows up, he might not even recognize you. What? You haven't looked in a mirror recently, have you? Go on then, my dear. See just how frightful you've become. No. The witch was right. I looked nightmarish. My face was pale and lifeless, my eyes hollow, my cheeks sunken, heavy bags beneath my eyes. My hair had lost its sheen, and it grew wildly. I was quickly losing everything that made me recognizable as me, and the thought sent a shiver down my spine. No, this isn't me. This is some kind of trick. You're trying to deceive me. Baseless accusations. You really must stop blaming people every time something doesn't turn out the way you want, my dear. But... my face was more... More... what? More expressive, more cheerful, brighter, rosier. You're right, you were never this gloomy, were you? Right, I wasn't. I was always more cheerful than this. Naive girl. Could you be any more narcissistic? Huh?
What you're looking at is, undeniably, exactly what you look like now. Time did not do that to you, nor did I. The negative energy oozing from within you is what's causing you to take on this form. Did you think you didn't have any dark, ugly emotions inside you? Did you believe you would always be able to smile, no matter what? Did you assume you were pure and beautiful? No one like that exists, my dear. What you see in the mirror is the true you. Your hideous, twisted heart. If you weren't always being so nasty, this would have never happened. Anyone's heart would be twisted listening to you long enough. So you're saying Michel's heart was twisted too? I spoke to him for years.
No.
I'm just teasing. I suppose I may have crossed the line there. I mean you no ill will, Giselle. Honest. Allow me to give you one word of advice, though. Look at yourself in the mirror often. If you continue deteriorating at this rate and end up looking like a corpse, when Michel comes and sees you, he won't jump for joy, but run away, screaming in terror.
Stop talking. Please, just stop.
You know, Giselle, this is only the very beginning. He might not show up for hundreds of years.
I can't live that long.
Absolutely brilliant. You still think you're alive?
What? The moment you agree to come with me, you cease to be of this world.
So don't worry about time, my dear. You can wait as long as it takes. As long as it takes for him to arrive.
As the witch had suggested, I started checking my appearance in the mirror every day. I wanted to ensure I didn't turn into some horrifying creature. My hair grew, so time seemed to be passing, but it didn't appear to age at all. The flow of time had become perplexingly vague and uncertain. Was it stopped, or was it moving? I couldn't tell. On occasion, I would practice smiling in front of the mirror. My smile was, after all, my one really distinctive feature, and I was certain you had seen me smiling more than anything. Even if my appearance had changed drastically, I thought you would still be able to recognize me by my smile. A woman standing alone in front of a mirror, practicing how to smile. I'm sure that was quite the comical sight. And that was about how my days went, for an incomprehensibly long time. $10.99. And time passed on. 1200. I think I'm going to stop it here just for time reasons, but this is very interesting. I don't know if I imagined this background here. Was it white before and it's slowly gaining color? Maybe I'm imagining things. But I am saving it here. Still in the Maid's Tale, which again, I didn't expect to get such a detailed story of how that all went along. But I'm grateful for it. I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, as I said, I didn't quite expect Michel to actually, quote unquote, only sacrifice himself for Giselle. Like, I expected maybe for him to do something different. It's hard to say. Like, from way before the way she talked about it, that sounded just like she held a grudge. So I expected this whole thing with him being reborn, reconstructed, whatever, to be more of a curse than a wish. And I mean, it kind of turned out to be more of a curse, it looks like, which may or may not be fully just the witch's doing, but which can also be due to Giselle having had to wait for so long, forgetting everything maybe, and growing resentful towards Michel, like leaving her alone there. But yeah, I imagined it differently. I thought she would outright curse Michel to maybe be reborn and suffer in every life. Something like that, you know? But that's not quite how it went. Maybe it still will turn into that. But so far she's still just, yeah, wishing for him to come back. Interesting. But yeah, I do really like this framing of her really wandering the house alone. I guess that's what you would really have expected at the very start of the game. Interesting. I like it. Yeah, again, I don't know what I was expecting, what other bad things to happen to her. But yeah. Okay then. Yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching, and leave me your thoughts in the comments down below. I would ask again how much longer we have, but I don't know, it doesn't really matter. We'll see. We'll find out. Yeah, that's it from me for today, and until next time. Bye bye.